Listen up.
It's just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, Antonio Brown and his attorney, Sean Burstyn, sat down with Bryant Gumbel during an interview, and they talked about everything that happened with him with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And according to his attorney and to Antonio Brown, they offered him $200,000 to get mental health treatment.
Yeah, these guys at Tampa Bay Bucks tried to make an agreement with me to give me $200,000 to go to the crazy house so these guys could look like they know what they're talking about.
The offer was Antonio would basically sit on the sidelines, go on and commit himself to some form of intensive mental health treatment. And we were specifically told in writing by the general manager twice, don't spin this any other way.
All right, now, according to Antonio Brown, he said that he was experiencing pain with his ankle injury, and he had to use these ketorolac injections that's used for short-term relief of moderately severe pain in people who are at least 17 years of age. But apparently that with some damage, it would cause more damage to his ankle. So he's saying that was the real problem. And when Bryant Gumbel asked him whether or not he actually does have any mental health issues, here's how Antonio Brown responded.
Antonio, do you think you need mental help of any kind?
I have mental wealth, man. I know a lot of people may not understand me or know how I look at things or don't know how I react emotional things, but it's not for them to understand me. You know, I got a beautiful family, kids, and people all across the world that look up to me. And there's no reason I'm in this position at this point, you know.
He said he's going to pursue legal action against Tampa Bay Buccaneers over his release, and he was defamed by the spin that he had a mental health episode. They said that makes him someone who's not reliable to do a good job on the field, so they're pursuing all of their rights under the CBA and considering them and maybe stepping outside of the CBA.
Well, you should always make an investment into your mental wealth, but how do y'all know that brother isn't already doing that? Like, how do we know Antonio Brown's not already sitting with a therapist or a psychiatrist? How do we know he's not already getting assistance? Like, why do we just assume he needs help? Like, to me, Antonio Brown made a choice. He made a choice to walk off the field. He's making a choice to do these interviews. If he wasn't happy with the situation, he can express that any way he wants, and that does not make him crazy.
Well, I think, the whole point of what he's saying is that he didn't need mental health treatment and that they wanted to pay him to get that treatment to make it seem like he had a mental health episode.
Yeah, but my point is, even when he says, I got mental wealth, how do we know he's not already sitting down with someone? Like, I've heard him in interviews, and it sounds like he already is having those conversations with a psychiatrist, a therapist, a counselor, or somebody.
We don't know. We just know what he said. That's all we can base our...
I thought he said he wasn't, but maybe that's just me. I thought he said in another interview he wasn't. What?
No, he's basically saying he's not. Listen, just because you sit down with a therapist or psychiatrist doesn't mean that you're crazy. I hate even using that word. It doesn't mean that every choice that you make is based off, your mental health.
Right. If you make a decision that's not the popular decision, it doesn't mean you're crazy.
Absolutely.
It just means
That's it.
No, I get it.
Okay. Now, Kelly Price, she had spoken out about R. Kelly, and here's what she had to say when she was originally on with Vlad TV.
In this business, that's not odd. That's actually the culture. I have seen that culture. I've seen mothers bring their daughters backstage.
That's the dirty part of it.
It's unfortunate that young girls, they say that girls are so unprotected. Young women of color are extremely unprotected.
Extremely.
I've seen the mothers come to the shows in twin outfits with their underage children and trying to get backstage.
And that was Lunel, by the way, who was conducting the interview on
What
Vlad
up,
TV.
Lunel?
Yeah, so just a day after that news was shared and other things had happened, Joycelyn Savage, her mother actually, I guess, was responding to Kelly Price and reached out with a threat. That's what Kelly Price had to say. And here's how Kelly Price responded to that quote, alleged threat from Miss Savage.
I said what I said, and I can stand behind everything that I said. I was raped as a kid. I was also molested. I would never stand behind someone who is doing the same thing. I said what I had to say about R. Kelly. He's in jail right now. I also said that I believe that that's where he belongs because where there's smoke, there's fire. But please, Miss Savage, you threatened me and you told me I should tread lightly. You don't know me like that. I have nothing to do with what your family went through. I wasn't around when y'all were around. I never said I saw your mama backstage with you. Be very careful. Don't start something that you can't finish.
She also posted Joycelyn Savage's mother, the comment that she left where she said, for whatever reason, other moms are backstage or in business meetings at the studio. It doesn't give him the right to recruit for his cult. Let's say your mom was backstage with you doing legitimate business moves in the industry. Does that automatically mean you back there not for your talents and just as a groupie? No, it does not. What he did to my family and I is inhumane, and all who knew but to justice along with him, like Kevin Giles, Cheryl Mack, etc., who turned a blind eye. I encourage you to tread lightly.
I'm confused, right? You know, so a lot of parents want their children to succeed, right? Mm-hmm. And at the time, R. Kelly was an amazing and brilliant songwriter, and he had artists. So if you wanted your daughter to go backstage to meet him to try to get him a deal, I don't see anything wrong with it. It didn't seem like she was going backstage to F him.
Right, and I think Kelly Price was saying, I wasn't talking about you in particular, but she was saying that she has seen it happen where mothers came backstage with their daughters, because some people were saying, where were the parents and things like that. So she was saying that she has witnessed mothers coming backstage with their daughters in twin outfits.
And we're nowhere on R. Kelly's level, but how many times have a mother came up to y'all with their daughter, their child, and say, hey, my daughter sings, my daughter does poetry, my son sings, my son, like, it happens a lot.
Yeah, if the person they're introducing, like, if R. Kelly took advantage of that, that's not the parents' fault.
No.
Mm-hmm. What if the mom is like, you can go over there to his house and to the studio by yourself when she's...
I mean, I feel that's just stupidity, but I don't think she was saying go over there and F him. I think she might have trusted somebody she shouldn't have.
All right, well, that is your rumor report.
More trust than I would have gave, but I mean, it happens.